All right. We are live. Let's see here. Um, if you were watching this after the fact, I do just want to share with you. I have one particularly massive thing as a possibility coming up here for my dumpster rental business. I'll wait till a little bit more people come in here if they even do. I don't know, but I've got some pretty potentially insane news um, for for my business for our family. Um, so yeah, we'll wait till a few more people hop in maybe, and yeah, let's see. Oh, it's doing the same thing that it did yesterday. I can't see any comments if anyone is actually commenting. Oh my word. Um let's see if I can see any comments. Um Live chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Good deal. So I'm able to actually see the live chat. David, what's going on, bro? That is my big brother. Uh Being called a muffin is kind of an inside joke, so yeah. Uh Craig, what's going on? Hey, buddy. Happy Independence Day. Absolutely. Today is a huge day. Hopefully, people don't lose their fingers to fireworks or their face. Um, it should be a pretty wild day, but glad to be in America, where we are still free, even though people try to continue to try to take away those freedoms. But what is going on here? Baseman B, what up? Yo. Papa Bobby, what's going on? Exclamation point. Nice. Very good. Very good. Just sharing with people here that I've got some pretty big news for my dumpster rental business. The potential for what could be here. Basically, um, oh wait, hold on. Jonathan, what's going on? Let me put this down here below. There's an update. Construction still booming. Labor shortage, material shortages too. Um, if you're asking me, where that would be, um, I think there's still shortages, in a lot of those areas, for sure. Or I would agree with you if that's what you're saying. Um, but yeah, for the dumpster rental business, pretty excited. I guess I'll just come out and say it. We've got 5 people in here. I have no idea how many people on July 4th would even be on a live stream. Um, oh, gotcha. Gotcha, man. All right, Papa. So I had somebody reach out to me on off of a ad I had on Facebook, and they were inquiring about my whole company, and which is a very small company. And so he said, "So I understand you have 2 trailers, is that right?" I said, "Yeah." Said, "Well, listen, I have $140 million project with the off of in Indiana. We have the big wind turbines for the wind electricity, and they're along 65 Highway 65 and I-65, and they are apparently building more or replacing them or doing something major because he said it's $140 million project, and it's going this section or this whatever is going to last over the next 2 months. And what we have been doing is renting dumpsters from Waste Management. And I don't know where you live, but in Indiana, in the middle of Indiana, roughly, Waste Management is one of the top dogs. They are what they are. And so this guy said, um, we rent 3 40-yard dumpsters from Waste Management each week, every week. And they get filled up in about 2 days. And then it takes them pretty long to actually haul them away, another couple days. And evidently, space and the time of everything is of the essence. And so this guy was saying he's in charge. He's the foreman, I guess, or at least in charge of hiring a dumpster company. And so he said, "Listen, um, we really would prefer a company who can do live loads, who can immediately once it gets filled up, take the trailer straight to haul it away, get it out of our place, our area of work, and get it gone." And so I said, "Well, I have a 15 and a 17-yard dumpster trailers. I don't have a 40." And he said, "I know that. Um, if you would be willing to use both trailers and literally just have one there, by the time you go pick up the other one, we've already filled up the first one and just do swapping back and forth all day long, however long it takes." Um, let's see here. I'm still breaking all this down. It goes a lot deeper, but yeah, Jonathan, uh, careful putting your eggs in one basket. Don't neglect your other customers. I lost a business this way. Gotcha. So the parameters of the whole thing. He said it would be 2 days a week. I believe the same 2 days a week for weeks in a row, and potential for long term, not just this project, but maybe the next. Who knows where it would be? All those things. I'm thinking, oh my word, this is a crazy operation here. So he says, what would you charge per hour? And that kind of hit me off guard. I was like, per hour. I don't charge per hour. I charge by the day. If you rent a dumpster for one day and then you fill it up in 4 hours and call me and say, hey, it's filled up, you're paying for the day. I mean, that's a full day, and with no notice, I can't go rent that out to somebody else. Um, so I understand where times where that might be beneficial to do a partial day and maybe charge less, and that's up to you. But I'm like, oh man, you know. So I threw out a number, and he said, whoa. Listen, this is a big project. I want to make sure, and this nicest guy in the world. He sounded like the Grinch on the phone call. He was kind of raspy, but nicest guy in the world. He said, "Listen, don't give me a number right now. You need to factor in your fuel, the dump fees, everything about this to where you're still making profit on top. Don't just throw out a number like this per hour, because he said, listen, it may be a 10-hour day. You need to make sure you're making money and you're not getting wrecked. I want to make sure you're making money." I'm like, dude, this guy's going above and beyond. That's crazy. And so I was like, okay. He's like, listen, get back to me on Tuesday. Give me your price on Tuesday, what it's going to be. And so he said, listen, if it ends up being $75 an hour at 10 hours, that's perfectly fine. You just need to make sure you are making money. I don't want to take advantage of you. I don't want you to find out halfway through, ooh, this was a bad deal. This is not good. I want to make sure that you're making money and that you're going to come out on top as well. So wow. Let me hop in the comments again here. Um, Papa, I've done jobs like that in the past. Make sure you get him on a retainer. Craig, time to buy another 14-yard trailer. Papa due per load. So yes, so that's kind of. Oh, here we go. Waste Management was probably charging 1,500 a load, if not more, for a 40-yarder. So work off that. Yeah, Papa. So did a little research off of Waste Management's website. They said they show in my area at least for a 40-yard container. They do, even if you are only going to be using it and want it for 2 days. 2 days is their minimum, but they will allow you at no extra charge to go up to 14. Um, he said you need to, or no. See, that was it was like 625 or something for a 2-day rental, and then they even take longer after that to actually go pick it up. 625, and there's three of them. So 1875 roughly, probably closer to 2 grand. Um, roughly 2 grand to actually have all three 40-yarders there for 2 days. And then it's an inconvenience to actually have them just sitting there. So that's just my own research. Maybe they're charging a different price. Maybe because it's commercial, they say, boom, it's even more right off the top. So I'm looking at a $2,000 number, and he's asking me for a per hour rate. And so that's just something I really haven't considered even doing, even touching. Because what if it only is 7 hours, and I had all those dump fees, and I was making quick timing of everything. That's oh, that's a real problem. I made a commitment to a big contractor situation, and there's going to be some issues. So I'm gonna finish up the whole deal here, and then I will jump back into the comments. But I just want to make sure I say everything and get it all out before I get back to you guys. But appreciate you guys hopping in the chat here. So basically, the situation is 120 yards total is what they need to be able to have on site. And he said what's being filled up on these sites, it's not big, you know, uh, metal parts from these things. He says it's largely wood. It's 4x4, 12-foot long beams essentially of wood. I don't know if they're treated. I don't know if it's just trash. I'm assuming this project is pretty serious, so it's probably brand new wood. And he said it's the majority of it is wood, if not all. And so I'm thinking, okay, so wood's not going to be, unless it's like soaked, with water, on the actual delivery. It's probably not going to be weighing too heavy, depending on the type of wood that's going to be shipping these things and helping the whole process of what they're doing. It's not going to be too bad. He said roughly bank on 2 to 3 tons per load. So I'm thinking, okay. So we've got, so just doing the numbers here, just strictly the numbers. 340 yards is 120 yards, easy. Going off of my 15-yard dumpster size, 120 yards divided by 15 is 8 loads. So 8 loads, and they fill those up in 2 days. So 8 loads divided by 2 days is 4 loads a day, maybe five on the first one and maybe three on the second one. Who knows? Um, I think I could do at least five for sure. But maybe there's a lot more waiting involved, waiting on them to actually fill it up. Who knows the timing on all that? So 8 loads in 2 days by this big operation they got going on. And all of the beams or whatever are roughly 12 foot long. And so nothing's going to be really sticking out as long as they get them in there decently. Um, there's an extra 2 feet, even with my 14 foot. I've got the 16 foot. That'll be even easier to load that one up, and probably fit in just perfectly, if possible. So 8 loads in 2 days, and I'm thinking, okay, so he said, his just throwing numbers out himself. He said $75. He said it would be no problem if it's $75 an hour at 10 hours a day. So we're looking at, first of all, $1,500 is just by his no big deal number that he gave, at 10 hours a day, so 20 hours, total. And so I'm thinking, okay, so $1,500 divided by 8 loads. So let's pull that up. 15 divided by 8, $187. So per load. So now I'm going to think, okay, so there's a 2 ton minimum probably. He's probably going to have 2 tons worth of wood in there. Who knows what else is in there? Um, so 2 tons at my transfer station. I don't have a landfill anywhere near me. Um, Reasonably able to do this kind of a job for sure. 2 tons is going to be 100 and it's 54 a ton. So $108. So 187 and 50 cents minus $108 for just the dump fee. That means per load I'm making basically $80, 79.50. Minus my fuel. So the fuel for this job, it's about 30 minutes away, round trip each time, loaded, constantly loaded with one of the 2 trailers going back and forth. It's going to be, I'm going to say $20. I think it's going to be a little less than that, but we're going to say $20. So minus 20. So I'm going to be making $60 after my expenses, $60 a load times 4 a day. If we're going to divide it by the 8 in 2 days. So I'm going to make $240 for 10 hours of work, tying up both of my trailers, when I would probably make that off of one trailer with uh one dump fee. The gross for one dumpster rental 250, and usually it's roughly 1 ton, maybe a little bit more sometimes. So I'm going to be making less with both trailers and my truck tied up all day long, going off of that number, uh off of $75 an hour at 10 hours. So that ain't going to work, because in 2 days just renting out my trailers how they are, um that would be, let's see, just guesstimating off of, so I charge 250 for my 15 yard, and then minus, we'll say $50. So 200 profit after a little bit of fuel and the dump fees usually. And then for my 17 yard, I charge $25 more. So that's 275. And we'll say again about $50. Sometimes it's more, closer to 2 tons, which would be 108. But usually it's 40 to 60, somewhere in there for most jobs. So I could have made, what's that, another 225. 225. I could have made 425 in one day and then times that by two. I could have made 850, but instead I'm going to tie up both of my trailers, my truck, and my entire day, going off of $75 an hour at 10 hours. That's not going to work. That's not how this works. I'm going to get taken for a ride at that point. So, and also I'm just pulling myself out of the situation and saying, okay, how is this going to work? I I just forgot about the first thing I was going to say. Oh dear. There's so many different parts of this that just come together. Shoot. What was I going to say next? I feel the I will hop in the comments here for a second as I try to remember what I was thinking. Let's see. Waste management probably. Oh, he knows you're not making money, then you will jump ship on him. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. He would probably think. Honestly, I'm a dude who I would not be willing to sacrifice my name for. I would be willing to lose money on this because I gave my word on this project. If I gave too low of a number, I do not want um, to throw somebody under the bus like that because I know how that feels. And yeah, I'm willing to pay that stupid tax if it came to it and I messed up horribly on the pricing. But yeah, I don't think I could actually jump ship with my conscience doing like that. If I gave my word on something, I gave my word, and I really want to strive to reach that. But I just got a dumpster delivered to my job site. Cost me 720 30 yard. Oh my. Gus, how long of a rental is that? Hit the thumbs up, guys. Hey, appreciate that, Jonathan. One time I ordered a 30-yard dumpster. I put 12.5 tons in it. They whacked me with a $900 bill after I paid 600 down. Don't let your friend dump trash in your dumpster. Oh, Gus. Oh my word. Yeah, 12.5 tons. Depending on their dump fees that they've got, I mean, I believe that that's got to be some crazy money. $900. That's wild. Let's see. Progressive Construction. What's going on? What up, man? Happy 4th of July. You too, sir. Glad to be in America where we have freedom and we get to exercise our freedom and our rights. Um, the only way you can do hourly rate is 75 plus the dump fee. Yeah, and that's the thing. He does not want a it sounded as if, and he didn't really leave any room for me to go there. Um, you know, plus the dump fee because he doesn't know what those dump fees are going to end up being. He's got to be able to know per whatever this is how much it's going to be. So he was not interested at all with adding in this mystical question mark dump fee number. He was just not there. It was not going to happen. The only way you can I would try to salvage those beams. Might be able to sell that to somebody. Gus, we're gonna get there, but we're not there yet. Run the numbers off your needs, not the guy's prices. Yes, absolutely. We're gonna get there. Set it up so all metal goes in one dumpster so you can scrap it. Good idea. Absolutely good idea. How about you're not making any money, brother, with that job? Yeah, as it sits at the moment with those numbers, ain't gonna be worth it. Not gonna happen. Price it like you would for a normal customer. Jonathan, again, we're gonna get there. Papa, he's used to paying waste management fees. All he wants is a steady flow, so charge him the same waste management was charging, but stay with him. Yes. You guys have brought me back on track. So zooming out, as I was starting to say earlier, zooming out of the picture, he's already using waste management. They're delivering on time. They're just not picking up when he wants them to be picked up and gone and out of there. So what he's really calling for is an added convenience. He's wanting more convenience for him for the same amount of yardage. He's not asking for more yardage. He's literally wanting to replace 120 yards worth of dumpster with 120 yards, but at a added convenience. in 1 day or 2 days, however it ends up being, back to back to back to back to back. Um, and so, and he's taking a risk by he's so willing to do that. I'm just talking through this to get in my own mindset and to really think this through and not get like sucked in to the situation. He's he's doing this with a smaller company. He knows I only have two dumpsters. I mean, maybe I'm the only dude advertising on Facebook with this type of situation or whatever, but like he knows this comes at a risk to him. Um, so, um, anyways, so just with that in mind, he's not doing this out of necessity. He's doing this out of more convenience, which in my mind says he's willing to pay the extra price, whatever that may end up being, but he wants to make sure it's actually going to happen and it's going to follow through, and that I'm not going to be burnt out or say, you know what, this is not working out, this is not enough, peace out. Whatever number I give him, he's got to be able to say to his bosses or whoever, this is the price for this added ability of convenience. This is what it is. So, okay, that's reasonable. He wants more convenience for the same amount of yardage. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make it happen for him. You need to pay more money for that added convenience for live loads all day long, 2 full days. Anyway, so $75 is not going to cut it. Ain't going to happen. I'm going to be using a lot of fuel, wear and tear on my truck, on my tires, a lot of dumping. Um, it's going to tie up 2 full days of both of my dumpsters. Ain't going to happen. So he's wanting a premium service. He's wanting premium attention. He wants my full attention. So, what is my full attention with two dumpsters in my truck and everything I'm doing worth? What is it worth to me? Um, Looking at those numbers, making $60 per load just after my fees, which won't even cover more than one full dumpster being rented out with just dropping it off at a residential customer's home and just sitting at my house the rest of the day. If I only had one rental, I could make almost as much money as that for a full day's worth of work. Ain't gonna happen at $75 an hour. So then I've been thinking, okay, well, what do we do? What do I do then? He wants a per hourly rate. You know, what is that going to look like? So as I'm right where I'm at right now, what I believe right now, it just kind of the light bulb effect just turned on. I was like, okay, so $75 an hour doesn't work. I really don't like the hourly rate to begin with. I'm fine with putting as much hours in a 2 day, in a 48-hour period. I'm fine with running myself to the bone for 2 full days. If I know exactly how much I'm going to be making in those 2 full days, or roughly, obviously with dump fees and those things. So, so what I have done, here's the next portion of it, and then there's another one after that. So where I'm at right now is my minimum charge that I already treat residential or commercial people, does not matter, is I'm going to charge my day rate, whether you have me stay hooked up to the trailer for 30 minutes and then I leave, or if I drop the trailer for a full day. I charge 250 is my minimum price for any load. It only goes up from there. 250 includes 2 tons. So roughly $108, whatever. It's never actually any residential customer. It's almost exclusively 40 to $60. But 250 minus roughly $100, I make 150 off of one trailer. I think that should be the minimum. So at that point, what does that look like? So that's 250 times 4 loads, or 4 a day, 8, however it gets, it happens, 4 or 5 days on the first one and then 3 on the second day, whatever. I'm looking at 2 grand. I'm looking at, let's pull it together here, $2,000. Well, let me back up. So it's 8 loads times, we'll say 2 tons. So 16 tons times, we'll just round it down to 50 just to make it easier. That's $800. So in 2 days, I'm going to pay $800 worth of dump fees. 2,000 minus 800 is 1,200. So at 1,200 minus fuel, so that's 20 a piece. So let's say 20 times 8, that's 160. I'm going to make $1,040 roughly after fuel and after dump fees in 2 days. So 1,040 taking off. Previously, I said I'll make 200 off of a for my 15 yard after dump fees generally 200, and then for the 17 yard I'll make roughly 225. So in 2 days, I'm sorry, in one day I will make 425 for renting out both my dumpsters, where I drop it off in the morning and I come home and do whatever I want. Or obviously that's not what I do every day, but essentially that's the most amount of work. It takes me 30 minutes to drop off, no big deal, per one. So an hour and some change for both dumpsters worth of work, and I'm making 425 in one day if I get it rented out. In 2 days, I could have made at that price 850 if I'm doing my math right. 425 times 2, 850. So at $1,040 minus 850, I'm making an additional $190 for basically putting in, I mean, honestly, an hour and a half. We'll say we'll round up to 2 hours in the morning. It takes 2 hours to maybe dump off the previous load and then go drop it at the first customer and then go dump off the second load and take it to the second customer for both trailers rented out. One day's worth. Um, I would be making an extra $190 for the 2 days. So in 2 days, I'm gonna hop back in the comments here in a little bit, but in 2 days, I will have made an additional $190 if I'm doing this math right. For actually no, no, that did include both days. Okay, 425, 425. So in 2 days, I would have made an extra $190 for an extra 8 hours worth of work for the entire thing. That doesn't seem right. That seems crazy. So so here's the next step. Here's the next segment of this whole thing. So that's including all these dump fees, right? And that should be, I believe that should be built into the price. There is no cute little discount just because it's a bigger operation type of whatever. Um, just my own numbers. An extra $190 for my time for 2 full days, roughly, let's see. Yeah. An extra 18 hours worth of work that I could have been going door to door. I don't do that as much. I could have been in Lowe's. I could have been in Home Depot. I could have gone to flooring places, storage, inner storage places. I'm hitting every. I've got videos going to come up in the future talking about this stuff, but I'm trying to go everywhere with my business cards during the day. Um, Trying to go everywhere I can. And I'll be talking about that in future videos here. But that's my time, and that's future business that I'm not able to do during the day, doing live loads. So you're cheating me out of my future, and you're taking up my full day and all the wear and tear on my trucks on my stuff for an extra $190. That's crazy to me. So the next section of this is, well, I called my buddy and just said, hey, he's in transportation. He knows a lot about some of these things. And so I said, hey, here's the situation. I'm looking at two trailers back to back to back all day long, whatever it looks like, for 2 days for this job. And it's going to take away my time, everything I've already been talking about here. I really don't want to have to repeat myself, but I feel like I always do. So I'm sorry about this. So here's the situation. Well, he said, and I just told him I know he's got a big property and he needs some wood. So I was like, hey man, there's this guy who has a lot of wood and he doesn't care what happens with it. He can't use it. He can't sell it. He can't do anything. It's got to be waste. So, do you want this wood? Uh, what could we do here? I said it's 4x4s and they're 12 foot long. And that seemingly that's the biggest thing he mentioned was it's 4x4s. I mean, that's a stew right now. I know prices have come down slightly for wood, but seriously, that's a lot. 120 yards of wood, and apparently the majority of it that he mentioned was 4x4, 12 foot long, posts, whatever. So I'm like, oh my word. So I was like, hey man, I may have some free wood for you. This could be really, beneficial to you. I said, I'm assuming this is brand new wood because this is a big project. They're not, cheaping out on anything. So this is this is the deal. And he's like, well, I could definitely use that out at his farm. Fencing in, just he's got a lot of animals. And I said, honestly, that would be huge for me because guess what? We're talking dump fees, serious dump fees. If I'm able to drop the majority of the wood at your house, maybe there's some other stuff mixed in there, but if I'm able to dump, what did I say, $800, and that's going off of 2 tons, maybe it's a little bit more than that, $800 on your property, and the majority of it is wood, and you can use it. First of all, I'm so grateful for the dump fees. You can have the wood. But let's say he doesn't need all of the wood. He doesn't, I mean, 120 yards of wood, that's a lot of wood. That's just wild to me. Um, but maybe you can use the wood. Maybe we could sell it. And he's the one who suggested, well, listen, man, if I can use it, I would love to use it. That'd be great. I'm benefiting right off the bat from that. But he would be able to maybe decide. He knows this stuff a lot better than I do. I'm no woodworker, anything like that. But basically, being able to clean up some of the wood, and then in turn be able to sell that wood, maybe even at a discounted rate. I don't even care, and then be able to split the money. His knowledge, his expertise, being able to work this whole operation through, dumping it on his property. I'm making money off the dump fees. We turn around and sell it. I can use obviously my dump trailer. We can load it up in the dump trailer and deliver it to people, who whatever. But I don't want to guarantee this because I don't know for sure. This is like premium wood. I don't know if it's going to be half trash, half wood, how big of a mess it's going to be. I don't know these things. And so one of the things I was like, hey, I just want to make sure if this is a thing, I want to make sure that we don't run into a situation where we're just trashing your property and it's just garbage. It's just waste. So he said, listen, if it's bad wood, if I can't use the wood, if we can't sell the wood, if it's trash and whatever, we can go ahead and burn it. We've got a big, big, big burn pile. He's cleaning up his whole property that he recently bought, and we can go ahead and burn that stuff, burn that extra wood if it's unusable. So again, saving me dump fees, the whole process would just be incredible. So seeing that now potentially being if I went off of my 250 a day, which I think I should, because I don't. Well, I'll get into that. 250 a day, which um including the dump fees, because technically I still don't know what this is actually going to truly look like. I really don't know. So I don't want to guarantee or bank on the good stuff, with the good, the best potential outcome, when it could be the worst. It could be tragically worse. It's absolute, it's just complete trash. There's no wood. He lied to me, threw me under the bus. I really don't think that's the case, because he basically tried to talk me out of giving a lower price on the spot. He's like, no, 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 no. It, he basically said, you need to charge a lot more. I'm like, thank you. I love you. So, so yeah, so we're looking at, right now in my mind, 250 per load, 2 grand, potentially $800 of that is going to be for dump fees, and then $1,200 profit. That would turn after fuel into $1,040 roughly. Who knows? And that would be slightly better than 2 full days. Here's the other factor of this whole operation that's going on. He said it will be 2 days a week until the end of August. So potentially that's a grand every week for my trailers being used 2 days consistently until the end of August. And then even at the end of that, he said there might be some future stuff. He didn't want to, guarantee or anything, but there may be some future stuff. And I'm sure he knows other people. If I do a good job, if I follow through, if I execute and take care of them and give them real good service, I'm sure he knows somebody else who may need to use me, um, more local or whatever. That's just a thought. So, hearing this, I'm just like, I'm blasting in outer space. At one point in the conversation, he said, listen, you may have to buy a third trailer because of this whole thing. Um, you may be in the market for a third trailer, as we're doing this whole operation, because you know, he didn't, try to dangle the piece of uh, whatever in front of me, the carrot in front of me, but it basically was saying you're going to be making some stupid money, and you may be able to buy a trailer sooner than you think. So I will hop in the comments here. I do have one last portion to share with you, kind of where I'm settling at. But I will catch up here in the chat with you guys. Want to hear what you have to say. Um, Gus, Massachusetts, 10-yard dumpster goes for a minimum of 400. I think it's a 2-ton limit. Gus, what are your dump fees around there? What I would imagine they're a lot higher. I'm just curious though. That's a huge factor. Huge factor there. Is that he just wants service? Yeah, Papa. I'd say you're worth 2 grand a day. Oh my word. Um, that would be wild. That would be wild. Um, we'll see about that. Craig, 120 an hour. I know here where I live, 425 per 40-yard container. Gotcha. Is in 40-yard dumpsters rare? I normally see 30-yard dumpsters. Gotcha, Gus. Um, the customer goes over weight limit, how much do you charge per ton? Gus, I charge 50. It's 54 I get charged at the dump, but it's easier for me to just say 50. And it's very rare. I've had basically every customer that actually goes over 2 tons is a commercial person. And what I do with that is I just say, here's my day rate, and then you pay all exact dump fees. So I pretty much never have to actually charge additional for any customer, because they're already commercial guys who actually go over there over that uh, are already paying exact dump fees anyways, so it's no big deal. Um, Jonathan, I'll tell you what. That looks like you're getting debt free and growing your company. Hey, Jonathan, let's go. Yes, sir. Trying it. We're working it here. We shall see. Factor in flat tires. Yes. At least I'm gonna if I do this, I'm gonna have both spare tires with me on my truck, ready to go. Um, and just have Oh, there's Mr. Ryder. He's scratching up a storm back there. And then Miss Bella back here. But yeah, I'm gonna have both spare tires. I'm gonna be on full alert, ready to go. Whatever I've got to do. Um, eat my Wheaties in the morning, whatever it looks like. Let's see, Gus. That's worth that if the customer pays for all dump fees on top of your daily rate. I got you, Gus. You're providing a specialty service. It comes with a price. Craig, yes, 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 yes. Gus, yeah, they probably use that wood for temporarily supporting something. Yeah, I'm just trying to picture either they're building something and they're using it for support beams and those kind of things, or maybe it's off of the semis that are delivering these massive parts and these things, and that's what they used to get everything shipped in properly. Something like that, possibly. Uh, I don't know, but that's my guesstimation. Um, I think they line the inside of the upright and create levels. Oh, that makes sense. Oh my word, that makes total sense now. Make creating levels decking for construction with the lumber. Oh my word, yeah. So as they're building these turbines going up, they've got to be able to stand on something. They're not jumping to the high. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I was thinking just them delivering these parts, and it having to, these things having to stay structurally sound in transport going down, and then that wood is just whatever. But I didn't think about, yeah, they've got to build their way up somehow, and then when they're done, they got to get rid of all that stuff inside of these turbine deals. So yeah, wow, great thought there, Gus. I don't know, I didn't think of that at all, but yeah, you're on it, man. um, oh, that was Jonathan. I'm sorry. Really supporting something. Yeah, both of you are on the same track there for sure. I believe there are 120 a ton at the drop off center. Oh wow. Oh my word, 120, Gus. 120 for a ton. So 240 of that 400, I believe you had said earlier. Wow, that makes sense to me. Wow, that's crazy. We're 54 a ton here at the transfer station, not the landfill. So I'm assuming the nearest closest landfill, which I've never gone to because it's just way too far away to make it worth my while. I'm assuming it's even cheaper than 54. So middle of Indiana versus Massachusetts. They work from the inside, I believe. Got you, Jonathan. Sorry, I'm behind in chat because I don't want to miss nothing. Got you, Gus. Yeah. So where I'm at now, catching up with the chat here. By the way, anybody who's still watching and paying attention, really appreciate this. Just talking through this, I've been this has been just in my mind since Friday. We had the conversation on the phone, and he said, "Listen, call me back Tuesday morning. We'll talk about it then. Give me your price. Be careful. Be thoughtful about this whole thing. I want to make sure you make money. You work so to where you don't get burned doing this." So anyways, yeah. Um, right now I'm at 250 a load. I'm not going to entertain an hourly rate um, unless unless I say so. Well, let's just break it down. So 250 a load, 4 loads a day. Um, that's going to be $1,000. So 10 hours. If I'm going to bill him by the hour, I'm going to say it was 10 hours of worth of work to do everything from start to finish. and I'm going to say basically off of his what he even said himself, and that's going to be $100 an hour. 1,000 divided by 10, $100. So right at the making just slightly better than what I would already be making in 2 days with a fraction, a small fraction of money. I'm sorry, a small fraction of time compared to the massive amount of time I'm going to be giving him. That is going to be, in my opinion, not much more money than what I could have made doing next to nothing. A few hours worth of work in 1 or 2 days. So let me hop in the chat again real quick here. Uh, Waste management charges 81 a ton here. Gotcha. At our landfill, it's hard for customers to understand that. Yeah, Craig. I've had a few people who go, "Wait, what? It's like almost $100 for this? You're just gonna charge me that? Like, what?" Yeah, yeah. Because if you had your own dumpster, which you don't, you would have to pay that, and you would have to hand over your card instead of mine to be able to pay for it. So so yeah. Um, OSHA will be on site. Be careful. Yeah, Jonathan. Um, absolutely, absolutely. Whatever's going on with this place, I'm gonna want all the details. I'm gonna want instructions. I'm not gonna move an inch on that property unless I have someone directing me and going through, and I can see everything that I'm doing. I'm not playing games with this kind of a thing. Yeah, it costs 120 to drop off a ton of material at the transfer station. That's wild to me. Oh my word. Um Mad sheets, hard hat, vest. Yes. Jonathan, I already have all of that. Actually no, I don't have a hard hat. I've got the vest and everything else though. MSD sheets. What are MSD sheets? Maybe I know what that is, maybe I don't. Uh um see here. So I'm thinking, okay, so back to the convenience factor. This is what compared to what he's already paying versus a on-demand live loading for 2 solid days a piece. Um, I'm only getting a little bit extra for doing that for 2 full days. An extra almost $200 for giving all of that time. Let's say it's $200. I'm making an extra $100 a day for giving up 8 hours, 8 full hours. I could have been out there handing my card out, putting a face with a name, and doing whatever. Being able to make sure that I'm taking care of his needs while also not throwing myself under the bus. I feel like, man, honestly, this is the first time really thinking through what is my time worth in dollars and cents when it comes to this type of a situation. What is my time worth in the bigger picture? Not just getting sucked in and seeing a couple dollar signs and seeing some green, but what is it really truly valuable, overall? So, um, oh, gotcha. MSD sheets. Craig, do I know there will be a lot of time and effort in this, but the potential work it may bring is worth the sweat. Future, yes, Craig, let's go. Absolutely. Jonathan basically tells you what chemicals are in things if you have brake fluid, oil, fuel with you. Gotcha. So yeah, I won't have anything else with me for my stuff, but obviously they'll have everything going on there with all that stuff. But I also do have some. I'm going to be making a video about it, but everything that I buy, all the accessories I buy, besides like my GPS tracker, I made a video about. Everything besides that, I'm going to be making a video probably before this thing happens, talking about all the items I want to have for that. I basically, as soon as you buy a trailer, this is what you need to buy. I would encourage you. You should go and buy that goes accessories for that trailer. You don't just go buy a trailer. Well, I don't have any. I don't have a lock. I don't have anything else to go with it. You need to have that built into your mind of when I go buy a trailer, I also automatically buy these items, these accessories, because this is how you take care of the trailer. This is how this all comes together. Um, so that's coming out in the future here. But basically, what is my time worth? Just I continuing to talk about that. So, um, I'm to the point now thinking through this where for somebody to drop off 3 40-yard dumpsters, let them sit there for 2 3 4 days, way too long apparently, and then come pick them up. That's next to no time at all, and compared to what I would be doing, 20 hours worth of work, being on standby, sitting there waiting, and as soon as it's done, I'm gone. That type of a situation. So, with that in mind, I haven't figured this out quite possibly, but um, I'm thinking it should be more than 250. And this is the part where I'm still wrestling with, which I need to figure out before Tuesday morning. But I'm to the point where I feel confident in saying, listen, I'm going to charge you the minimum price for what I would charge anybody else that's doing it local. That I would be willing to be on standby for a little bit of time at least per load at their house. I've done one live load so far. That was with my 17 yard. I believe I have it on camera and I don't have the video edited yet. Where literally um, I sat there for, it was about an hour, and this guy just loaded everything up, dumped a whole bunch of dirt, dumped a whole bunch of debris, trash, and in an hour and 15 or so, boom, I was gone and I got paid the full day price, the whole thing. Um, so yeah, let's see here. Most likely, you will most likely have to be part of morning safety meetings, so extra time on your end. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I know, Jonathan, back in the day, I had to do that. I actually worked for a summer in between school and other things I was doing. I worked on a wall crew, concrete basements. Um, and every morning we had our safety meeting, and boy, oh boy, was that a blast. Uh, not so much. So I know a little bit about that, having to wear, hard hat. We did not have to wear any vest of any kind. But yeah, safety meetings in the morning are generally not that productive in my experience, but maybe it is for them. Who knows? I see the RV transporting business possibly coming to an end. Craig, this whole operation someday, where the intention was to be doing this full time and doing RV transport just part time, just enough to stay on the books and keep things going. Because I do want to be able to take a vacation trip and let's get paid for it. Me and my wife just here's a load. If something did happen in my business in wintertime, uh, there's no guarantees for winter. Residential people are most likely going to, shut down or not be as often. And I'm a smaller company. I'm going to be hurt the most from winter coming. And so RV transport is my backup, but I also want to keep doing it probably for the rest of my life. It's too easy for me to continue that whole process of running. I can't even think of the word. Running trailers, running RVs and stuff. So, but yeah, it's maybe thinning out. We'll say thinning that out, Craig. Baseman B, from experience, don't be afraid to add more money. You have your base. Yes. That's the real question. Knowing my value of my time, all my resources here, the value of live loads, getting it out of their hair, which is why he's calling in the first place. He's not calling to get a different quote to get cheaper for the same amount of work. dumpsters just sitting there. He's wanting the actual convenience of getting that stuff gone as quick as possible. So right now we're at 250 a load, and that's making just slightly more than I would in 2 full days, almost $200 more. So um, I'm considering going higher. I don't know what that looks like right now. I need to find out. Somebody in here said earlier 125. Let's see. Who said that? Somebody said that earlier. I know. Craig, you said 125 an hour. I know here where I live, 425. So I don't know, Craig, if you were meaning 125, including all the dump fees with everything for this. So let's see, 125 times 10 hours for the day would be 1250. Go figure there. 1250 divided by 4 loads a day times two for to make it 8 loads to hit the same thing. That'd be 312.50. So $312 50 cents per load. So that's $62 more per load to be able to have my live ability to keep rolling. And again, I truly believe, because worst case scenario, which it very well could be, that I can't use any of this wood, that it's trash, it's garbage. My We can't sell it. My buddy can't use it. It's just got to be burned, or I have to, or essentially I'm stuck with the wood, and I have to really take it to the transfer station, and I'm up a creek without a paddle. So I'm just thinking through this. What if it was more than that 250 per load type of a situation? 250 would be 2 grand in 2 days. What would 312 times 8? That'd be, yeah, $2,500. So potentially, which just I can't even understand it. Potentially, best case scenario is $2,500 minus a couple $100 for fuel, or 160, whatever. Um, and I can dump all that. My buddy can use the wood, and or we can sell it and make even more money. I don't even know how much that would be or what in the world would happen with that. But that's best case scenario. I'm making over $3,000 for 2 days overall. Um, Absolute worst case scenario is I'm paying roughly $800 in dump fees. Maybe it's more, closer to 3 tons. I doubt it with wood. In my experience so far, I've had loads where it was just complete wood, um, not flimsy little fencing wood or thin stuff. Some pretty heavy wood, and it was not much more than 2 tons at all on some of the loads. Um, so 2,500 minus 800, we'll just call it that. So $1,700 in 2 days, um, minus, well, again, we'll call it minus 160. So we're at 1540 after dump fees, after fuel, in 2 days. 1540 for 2 full days of my time. Um, I think I'm okay with that. Let's see. If you consider RV transport earnings and how much time you spend doing that, you can get a good average hourly rate to add to what you're doing. Baseman, I would just throw out there, depending on how people break it down. Some people break it down by 24 hours, or maybe by the drive time. If you do it by the entire day, because technically you are not in your house, you are not home for the entire day. So it just really depends on it. Do you break it down by 24 hours, the full day that you're gone, or do you break it down by the drive? I had to drive for 7 hours today to drop off and get home, or whatever that ends up being. Everybody breaks it down differently and then points fingers at other people. Not everybody does that, but a lot of people do. Yeah, Jonathan, if it's raining and ground is soft, can you still dump at your buddies? Yes. So essentially, worst case scenario again, he has um, some horses, he has some cows, he's still got a pasture that is open. It actually had a mobile home built on it, and then a large concrete pad where everything was. I guess that was the driveway. Looks rough, but basically, what I would be able to do is pull right. It's right off the main county road there, and I would be able to back it up and and very easily put loads all over the place, all around that surrounding area. Also, I have a second buddy, a third person involved in this that would be willing to help sort the wood. Obviously, he needs to get paid some money to do that. He's not doing it for charity. But if we could use it, if we could sell it, if he could help, if he would be able to sort the good wood, to stack it, to make things look, put it together, to be able to get it sold, um, that would be huge. So that's even kind of in the book, not in the books. That's even a potential for this whole situation. So my buddy who's willing to make the contacts and try to sell the wood, so I'm not having to call up Billy Bob Joe down the road. He already knows a lot of people who would be interested in the wood. He's got that networking potential, and then my buddy to help load it up, to stack it, to whatever, and even maybe even have him come along with me while I'm doing all these loads. Even he's also another YouTuber, so does a lot of filming and stuff like that. So help me make some videos doing this in the moment, so I'm not trying to record myself and deal with all this stuff, because I've got to focus on this job if I get it and do it. But him be able to help me with recording, as well as if I did get a flat tire, if I did need help backing it up and dumping it somewhere on the property, or whatever this ends up looking like. Um, I've got my ducks in a row essentially. So that's definitely the name of the game for that. You're local to the area. He's probably not, and you might be able to get other work from him if he needs equipment picked up. Jonathan, that's seriously. I'm really thinking if I can provide him the best quality service I can for this situation. He's got to be knowing other people, or he himself may have future things in this area again, which he kind of alluded to, but sort of backed off that a little bit. But I really just want to knock this out of the park. If we can agree on a price and find a way to, on the back end, take care of the wood and not pay dump fees and make this happen and make even more money off it, which would be great. That would just be incredible. But the main focus is just make him so happy, and for him to say Waste Management, who I never heard of her, uh, you know, like Helper Dumpster Rentals. I've got my video that I put out just a little bit ago. But the name of my company is Helper Dumpster Rentals, and for him to say Helper Dumpster Rentals is my only guy. He is the man that makes it happen. Um, that's my target. So I would love for him to, if nothing else happens from this, for him to be able to say, "Hey, this guy is the guy who you use. If you're in any of this area, he is the man." So again, I said this is 2 days, but it's also 2 days a week until the end of August. So let's go off of that $2,500 number, um, which was $125 an hour at 10 hours. So $2,500 for 2 days, times how many weeks do we have till the end of August? So there's well, potentially even more. Monday, Tuesday of August 30th and 31st. Maybe it would go into that, but we'll just say 4 weeks in August, and maybe let's say 3 weeks in July. Not this upcoming week, but the week after that starting. Maybe that's when he's needing it, when he's wanting to schedule this out. So let's say 7 weeks at $2,500. So $17,500. Um, Largely no dump fees with that. Being able to sell all wood after the fact, maybe we would be closer to, I don't know. I don't know how much wood really costs for 4x4 12-foot, posts or whatever. Used slightly, but maybe they would have to be cut in half for various reasons. It's been used too much. I don't know. Whatever that would look like, but I would say it's reasonable to say 20 grand for everything. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario. Then that's from next, not this week, but next week, all the way through the end of August of this full project that's going on, and then who knows from there. Um, that's and that's just 2 days a week, so that's 17 grand potentially. That's 17 grand for July, August for 2 days a week. So I'm still going to be renting them out, whatever other days of the week. I will cater to him for those 2 days he needs it, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday. I would love for it to be Monday, Tuesday, because almost always every week, Mondays are, I've had like one rental on a Monday in the last like 3 or 4 weeks. Usually it's Tuesday picks up, Wednesday picks up, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is, it goes through the roof. More and more people are calling, hey, I need a dumpster for Friday. I need a dumpster for the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. I'm like, okay, well, I'm already booked up for both of my trailers over the weekend. How about next week? Okay, that's fine. And so just really building up there. But um, I would love it for me to be Monday, Tuesday. But nevertheless, that's 17 grand in 2 months just for 2 days a week. So yeah, this is the big news. I'll be making a video about this. Those of you who you get to hear this, and I'm sure it's just really exciting for you. But this is going to be in a video in the upcoming future here, talking about all this. Tuesday, I can guarantee you, I will be when I talk to him on the phone. The second I get off the phone, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to be making a video telling everybody what happened, what really went on with this guy. $140 million wind turbine project, and using little old me potentially over waste management to get the job done and to do it the way he wants it done, and just get that premium service of getting live loads all day long. That's just insane to me. So yeah, we will see if I stick with the 250 per load, or maybe go even higher. I What I might end up doing, my mentor, if you don't already know him, Hustle Nation. That's who I've watched for a long time, along with Jesse Mims, American AF Dumpsters. Talk to these guys are awesome, who already know what they're doing. They're rolling it, making it happen. But I've been getting mentored by Hustle Nation, and he's been a great help to me, talking through just everything under the sun, and just really getting my mind right, my focus right. And so talking with him more about this situation and talking through it, um, he had, let's see here. Let's pull it up. Pull it up. Um, he had maybe suggested, asking the customer, um, what would their best price be, and maybe he doesn't want to show his hand. Maybe the best price is 25 grand, right off the top. Just make it happen for me. They probably don't want to. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but maybe that's not what they would want to do. But honestly, just asking, what would, for me to be able to get this job, what would it take? What would your price be? What are you looking at? Hourly or per load? So I think I'm going to start off with that, no matter what I ended up saying after the fact. But just kind of maybe getting a little bit more of a pulse. But at the same time, this guy's like, "Hey, hit me with your number on Tuesday after you've thought about it." So he's waiting to hear from me, um, seemingly just strictly me informing him. So we shall see what we end up going with. Um, I don't want to pitch such a high number and then him say, ha, 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 click. You know, I don't want that to be the case. Is it worth getting the exposure, getting this type of contract, getting both trailers rented up, guaranteed rentals, 2 days a week, both trailers, boom, boom, boom. I mean, just that's pretty legit. Um, So yeah, this is the situation I'm in. I cannot believe it. It was off of a Facebook ad. He reached out, and let me pull up what he actually said. I'm obviously not going to share his name or info or whatever, but let's see here. Here we go. How many dumpsters can you provide and empty on a daily basis? And it's going to be in Reynolds, Indiana. We're building a wind farm and we need a quick turnaround. Call me later this morning, please. So that's when I ended up calling him on Friday. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at here. We'll see what happens. Um, let's see here. David, my brother, waste management. Never heard of her. Oh my word. Gus, call up another dumpster company and see what they would charge. Hey, great thought there. If anybody's open tomorrow, maybe I'll call. I would assume their people are open tomorrow, even though everybody's taking off. But um, yeah, that would be interesting to hear about that. Maybe I should call up Waste Management and see what what exactly were you charging to do this whole thing. Oh my word. So yeah, this is the situation. I know just a handful of you guys in here listen to me ramble on about this situation, this project, but just super exciting. But seriously, even if this whole thing blows up in my face and goes terribly wrong, um, this was so helpful to me to think through what would I charge? What is my time worth? What does this look like? And it forcing me to go through this whole process of what it would be and what would happen. So definitely, I don't know. I'm excited, scared, all the above. So yeah. Jonathan, whatever happened with the banker? Yes, Jonathan. So I think I did end up making a video about it, talking about it. But basically, um, what happened was it wasn't a banker; it was actually an insurance agent who was in the strip mall further down. I thought the address showed it was this address. Well, there's different suites in this strip of businesses, and I thought there's nobody else in this strip of businesses that would need a dumpster thing. I thought, oh, it's got to be a bank because that's the first thing that when I typed in the address to Google, because he didn't say who he worked with, he just said come to my office. I thought, oh, okay. Well, the first thing that popped up was the bank, so that's why I was thinking it was a bank. Um, a banker, yeah. So I show up. The whole thing was I was like, he didn't pick up the phone. I went in there. Um, the banker people were like, yeah, we don't know that guy. He said to come here for what? You have a dumpster business? Are you trying to get a loan with us? I'm like, no. What? No. Someone told me to meet them here, I thought. So, anyways, I went back to my truck. He had still not gotten back to me on the message. And so he finally sent a message. I was about to go door to door in every the nail salon, the massage place. I was going to hit every business, even the gas station at the end. I was going to just say, "Hey, anybody need a dumpster company?" And just see what happens. And um, so he gets back to me and says, "Hey, I'm in the insurance place." Oh, okay. So I walk in. He's like, "Hey, tell me about a little bit about your business." Okay, sure. So now I'm thinking, oh, he's trying to sell me insurance. He's just trying to do a cold call, pull a sucker in, a young company who thinks something else is going to happen, and he's just going to try to rip me off. So I told him about my business. Just said, hey, here's where I'm at. Started this last year. Got married last year. I now have two dumpsters. Trying to build a business and just provide a quality service to people and to be able to be home and not on the road. He said, listen, that's the kind of person I want to work with. I recommend, I have a whole list of different types of everybody. If you need a roofer, lawyer, plumber, anybody, I have a list of people I personally vet, and then I share that with anybody who needs anything. So I want to be the guy, he says, I want to be the hub of anybody who needs anything. You come to me. And he says, if I'm the guy, this is him talking, if I'm the guy who you come for every recommendation because I vetted them and I'm trying to, really do a good job and point quality people out to you, I'm probably also the guy who you trust with your insurance, who you would want to give your business to out of gratitude or, he didn't say this, but out of guilt, because he's giving everything for free upfront value, and then helping you with anything, and then you're probably going to go with him for insurance and those kind of things. So I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, um, um. So he basically said, "How can I help you with your business?" We're just sitting in the office, and I'm like, I don't know. I pieced together my website. It's okay, I guess. It's not the best. Um, he's like, "Do you have a business card? Do you have a flyer? Is there anything I can do for you?" Um, and so I'm like, "I've got a business card. I don't have a flyer made up yet. I was in the process of trying to pay somebody else to do it because I have this much creativity. I don't know if you can see that, but making a flyer and organizing it in a readable fashion is not going to happen from this guy." So he said, "Tell you what, if you got some time, send me your logo right here, email it to me, and then we'll take my template for my flyer and make it into yours. If you've got the time, I'm willing to do this for you right here, right now. I'll send you the file and everything. No big deal." So, anyways, he ended up giving me the flyer for free. Spent 2.5 hours talking to me, answered some of my questions. I answered all of his questions about my stuff. He suggested maybe some networking groups. He suggested a business lawyer. He never actually gave me the name yet, but just a lot of help and a lot of things. We've since met for a second time, and he's helped me even more out in a couple different areas. And he's just given nothing but value. So, out of gratitude and guilt, I have decided to go with him in a few different areas for insurance, just because he's like, listen, if you need anything, if you need everything, whatever you need, I will make it happen. I will be the guy to make sure you are covered. Anything I can do, I'm willing to throw everything I got at you, whatever I can do. I'm just like, bro, can we hug? I mean, can we just bring this in right now? Like, just incredible. Just giving value up front without any expectation and trying to sell me a bill of goods. And in return, I'm just like, the fact that you didn't sell to me makes me want to, buy from you. Like, because you're not a selfish jerk, I want to do business with you because that's the kind of guy I want to be too. I want to give value up front. I want to help people. I don't want to oversell them. You don't need my 17 yard. Just use my 15 yard. It's for that small of a project, it's fine. That type of selflessness, if I can, any way I can do that. So yeah, that's what happened with the banker, the insurance guy. Really great guy, great heart, and definitely want to give him my business and work well together. And anybody who he refers me to, I would love to help them. Gus, waste management charges a lot for containers in my area. Yeah, and the thing is, they've got so many of them, they can do what they want. They can make it as cheap or as expensive as they want because they've got the essentially the monopoly. They they've got their hand in the cookie jar all day long, so they can make it happen. Jonathan, he's selling without selling. Yes. Seriously, I love that. I love that. Love that. He's just going to provide with zero expectations of getting anything in return, just putting out value. And when you do that, you may not get it immediately, but I think the long term effect in the future of doing that is huge. So remember, your website is like having a salesperson who never calls in sick and works 24 hours a day for a little pay. Absolutely, Jonathan. Um, at some point, I'm going to have somebody else build me a website that where they actually know what they're doing. But I have a feeling I need to get somebody who knows what they're really really doing, and to do it the way I have it in my mind. Um, it's going to take more money than I'm willing to be able to pay right now out of the business. So it's gonna have to bear with me a little bit longer with what I currently have, but we shall see. Gus, being in business, you have to surround yourself with an A team of professionals. Man, more than ever. That is right, Gus. I'm just learning. I'm the new kid on the block. I'm the uh, fresh meat, whatever you want to call it. Um, Cheaper doesn't always mean better. And at this point, I don't even care what this guy charges me for some of these insurance things. He's going to be getting back to me soon here about some of that. But I'm just like, man, I know that anything he touches is going to be golden. We've talked through so many different things. I have complete confidence in him, and it's not just about getting the referral for him putting my name out there and doing a well. If you do this, I'll do this for you and whatever. I truly believe that he's going to take care of me and take care of all my business needs. And he's already given me so much advice that I didn't even things I didn't even know about, things I didn't even think about. Just been such a help. That insurance guy. So he is definitely on the A team and very very helpful so far. Jonathan, just ask your mentor who set up his website. No point in reinventing the wheel. Yeah, Jonathan, that's a huge thing. I do think Hustle Nation, Rental Robert. I don't know if he actually has a website because his business is so big by word of mouth. I don't even think he needs a website. I don't think he does. He gets so much business just with that alone. So, but I definitely want to go with somebody someone's recommendation for that going forward. Um, but yeah, I don't. I also don't want to put words in Robert's mouth. Maybe he does. I haven't asked about that. We've been talking about so many. The things where I struggle with are things that he's over the moon. I mean, he's just in another different galaxy. One-on-one conversations with people, talking through my mentality. Why am I afraid to get in front of people and put my card in their hand? The way to approach people, the way to approach people and not be a jerk, and to not waste their time, being respectful. Just a lot of these nitty gritty things that probably takes years to learn. I'm just trying to gobble up any information I can from him to be able to level up quicker in these areas. So yeah, he's been a huge help to me with the mentorship with him, and just ever since I started the mentorship, things have just been taking off. I don't know if because I've put money into the game and I'm invested into the mentorship and into the business even more and more that I'm trying to rise to the occasion. but I know for sure he has helped me out with so many things, directly or indirectly. It has just been huge. So a big thank you to him, and we're only going to keep going up here. Going up from here. So as I just keep trying to learn and grow and stuff. So yeah, just ask. Oh yeah, yeah, gotcha. So yeah, we're at an hour 30. I didn't have this is all I have to say. I don't want to have to repeat myself a million times, but big potential project. Um, Tuesday morning phone call. That'll be exciting. Maybe I'll do a live. I don't know if you guys would be interested in seeing a live right after that happens. I may need to be going out and dropping off a dumpster or something around that time in the morning. But being able to let you guys know what happens, I'm super pumped, super jazzed about it. We will see what happens with this potential major, third trailer type of project. So, I guess also I have something else to share. Um, if if this is all the case, if this is the case, and things work out so well, and uh, thing essentially this would um this whole operation would just kind of catapult the whole business. But do I go on to buying a third dump trailer, or do I go buy a gooseneck system, a roll off system? What do I really do with that? At what point do I jump ship with dump trailers? Even though this is the main thing that would be so convenient about it, guaranteed I would be able to drop off dump trailers twice or more quicker than a roll off system being loaded up and down all day long, back and forth to this guy. So do I reinvest all this potential money? Again, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but do I put more money back into another dump trailer for more opportunities like this? Or do I buy a roll off system with 3 or 4 containers and go from there? Um, so 2 weeks ago, after all this business in the last 2 weeks that has happened, um, buying a third, buying a third trailer, buying a full roll off system was not in the cards. Was not anything to me. That's down the road, man. That's months or maybe a year away. I'm far, far, far from that. But with this type of business coming in, and potentially consistent business, um, I'm just thinking, like, I don't want to be the guy who misses out. Listen, you should have already had a third trailer a month ago. I don't want to be the guy who says, I'm sorry, I don't have another dump trailer available. I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you till next week. If it's at that point, I'm willing to squeeze and sacrifice to be able to. I want to be the guy who doesn't miss out. I don't want to be too early, but I don't want to be too late. But if I have to guess and think through this, I want to be the guy who's maybe too early. I want to err. If I'm going to error, I want to err on the side of being too early rather than too late. Because if I'm too late, I've already missed out big time, and potentially lost even further growth from that one person or two people or whatever that could be a major operation. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at. That's my thinking. I don't want to be behind. I've been listening to a lot of YouTube content, um, where people are talking about business mindset, business plans, the operation of your business, owning a business. What does that look like? How do you balance things? How do you work everything out in your own mind, and balance and weigh things? And this guy was talking about, usually, and this is not across the board and everything, but he said in this particular case, um, usually people are behind. They didn't see it because they're so up in they're so close to the situation. The owner is so invested. It's like they're right up against the wall and they can't really see everything. And they're so close to the situation, they don't actually pull back and look at the bigger picture and go, "Oh, I need these other things need to be these other moving parts need to be over here." And you know, so basically all that to say, usually business owners are behind with with pulling the trigger on good decisions or bad decisions, whatever that may be, of pulling the trigger on these decisions to hire more or to fire somebody. They should have fired them a long time ago, but they didn't. They, for whatever reason, they waited until they it was absolutely clear to them. If they'd only just pulled back and looked at the bigger picture, they would have seen that's a problem right there. Everything else is working, that right there. But they were too close to the situation, and it was just like they were blurred by it, you know. And so I want to make sure that with this business that I'm not stuck, my nose to the wall. And I'm so close to the situation, I'm blinded. It's blurred. I can't see what I need to see to make a calculated risk. I want to be the guy who can zoom back when I need to and say, that's a problem. That's working out there. Let's double that, whatever that is. So just trying to work through that. So wish you all the best. Take a deep breath and think it through, brother. Jonathan, appreciate it, man. Seriously, really do. That's just trying to learn through this whole process and get feedback from you guys. You guys are awesome, helping me, guys who have been in the game, doing other stuff. You know a lot more about it maybe than I do. So really big help to me, guys. Appreciate that. Remember, construction can't keep up forever like this. Try to get in with a hospital or school district, local municipalities. Gotcha. Yeah, I have been going to, um, I would say, companies or people in general that maybe are a little um, off the radar for most people. I've been going to like flooring, tile places, carpet places. Not everybody does their own flooring and tile and whatever stuff, but trying to hit like Hustle Nation talks about in all of his videos, not all of his videos, but going to Lowe's, going to Home Depot, going to Menards, going through the aisles. Hey, uh, early. I've been going early in the morning to some of these places, handing out cards. I only have a few people who have actually pulled the trigger with me yet, contractors and roofers and stuff, um, but it has worked. I got business so far from 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, going through these aisles while they're getting lumber, while they're getting whatever, and I'm the guy who's saying, "Hey, in case you ever need a dump trailer, here's and I go through my actual pitch to them, but um, so yeah, going through maybe some different types of reaching out to different types of people. Storage unit places where they have the long rows of all these garages that open up and all that. I've been going there. Hey, if you ever have a unit that needs to be trashed out, I can drop off a dumpster. I might even be willing to load it up, or whatever the situation might be. They don't allow customers to dump their. They don't allow customers to dump trash into their dumpsters. So a lot of times customers just leave couches, leave random big pieces of furniture inside the storage place, but just not in their storage unit. They just dump it by the dumpster or something. If you ever need me for a pickup like that, I'd be more than willing to come and help. So those kind of things. But yeah, definitely oddball. I would say the local government hospital stuff, that sounds huge. Um, it would be interesting to try to find out who do I even call, who do I even talk to about that. But I'm sure everything's online. I'd be able to find it out. But yeah, Jonathan, it's awesome that you're too involved to see the full picture. That's when you rely on the mentors. Yes, yes, yes. I know how do I say this? I know that I don't know everything. So therefore I need help. I'm not the dude. I'm not the dude who started a YouTube channel doing this thing who says I've already figured it out. Heavens, I have not figured it out. Starting from scratch. The whole reason why I started this was because Jesse Mims in a video said, "Hey, man, I've been doing this dumpster thing for quite a while." He said he wished he would have started this from day one and just shown the whole process. But he said, all I can do now is share where I'm at and try to remember what I went through in the past. And he's got a ton of videos that are just super helpful, talking through a bunch of things, which has helped me tremendously. But I thought, I'll try to do that. Pick up the slack or the reins or whatever. Complete fool starting a business with one trailer and just see where I go and document the whole thing. And maybe that can fill in the gaps for maybe people more towards the beginning. I don't know. So yeah. Uh, remember with storage units, they can't block other units, and that's your sales pitch. Yes, that I did mention that. I've gone to like 8 or 10 of them now in Lafayette and West Lafayette, and I just went to all of them and just said, "Hey, this is I can be a it can be a live load. I can load it up myself maybe at a maybe a higher price, me doing the work, or I can put this in the middle of the place where I'm not blocking anybody. Whatever works for you. I want to make sure that this works for your customers to make sure that they don't throw you under the bus, leaving all their junk, or make it or and make it convenient for you so that you're not getting calls from people saying blah 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 blah, this trailer's blocking my whatever, we're upset, we're da 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 da. I want to bring value to the customer and the storage unit place, not just one or the other. So George, hey, appreciate it hopping in here, George. Thanks, brother. Enjoy your videos. Hey, appreciate it, man. um like I said, we're just trying to piece this thing together, piece the whole puzzle together. If you're just hopping in, you might want to go back when I do shut this live stream down, because there was, boy, oh boy, a lot of information in here from essentially, I've got a $140 million project for wind farms, stuff going on. And I may, JM Dent repair. Jim Mitchell. Let me see. Um, let me pull this up. See if I might. Mitchell. JM Dent. Hey. Okay. Oh, Farabee. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see where it's at on them. Yeah, I already know it's on Farabee there. So. Huh. Very cool. Yeah, yeah. That's just a few miles away, off of 26. Farabee. Yeah. So very cool. Small world, man. Yeah, Jonathan. So yeah. So anybody who's uh, joining just now or recent here, 140 million dollar project, potentially using both of my dumpsters, doing live loads for 2 days a week until the end of August, and making some stupid money. But the big question was, do I charge? He wanted to know, what do I charge per hour, when I would rather do it by the load. Um, so that's kind of where we're at. I'm leaning more towards 250 a load, which is my minimum already. I might do what my mentor said and just say, hey, what? Maybe start off the conversation. What do you need to match? If I just matched their price, or where would you be at? Because here's where I'm thinking, and then give them my number. So we shall see. Again, I can't remember who said it. Somebody suggested 125 an hour. That would be $2,500 in 2 days. So instead of 2 grand, which was what I was thinking for my regular fees, it'd be an extra $500. So that would be huge as well. Um, so yeah, I may cut it off here. We're at an hour 45 in 10 seconds. But seriously, really appreciate everybody hopping on here. I will be making a video about this, and this will be just old information to you at that point. But wanted to share this with people in the live streams who really want to chit chat about it and talk through all the different angles. And I really appreciate everybody being on here and throwing in your 2 cents, because every little cent helps. Seriously. So I will cut it off here. Don't want to ramble and babble, repeating the same stuff over and over. So I will leave you guys to it. Hopefully, you have a great July 4th today. Do not blow off your hands. Don't lose eyeballs. Don't call the paramedics. Stay alive. Be safe. Be careful. Eat some food. Have a good time with your family, your friends. And I will catch you guys later. I'm going to get this chat window closed. And then here we go. So I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully you have a great day today. Stay safe and God bless, guys.